Okay, so in the picks and bans for this game, they banned AMC, which we were okay with because we still had like other hunters. We thought like hunters in general, like Medusa, Chiron, can outpressure the hell and kill the hell in the early invades, which is basically what our game plan was. We are like, okay, they pick hell, we pick a hunter, and then hell in the early game going book build, he's not gonna be able to contest the invades because she's just scared she's gonna get one shot. And so that was basically why we kept leaving hell open. And then we banned Heim because we thought Netroid would go Heim because he wanted to play something that was harder to kill. And it was just like a safe pick, and it gets pressure because it gets to lane first. And he's played it before in playoffs, right? So we're like, all right. We weren't sure if he was going to play Heim or not, but we're just like, we didn't have anything else to ban. We didn't want to ban it. We didn't care about anything else. We're just like, ban Heim just in case. Because we didn't want him on like something that can get pressure and is hard to kill. And that's basically what like our strat was.
The same here. It's going to be hell first pick once again.
For game 2.
How do you feel about that change, not just in the bans, but also the hell first pick?
Well, hell first pick is bold, knowing that Odin is still available. And something else, the Kings banned away Fenrir in that 4th, 5th period of game 1. I'm almost curious.
I don't remember what we picked here. We picked Erlang, I think.
Odin,
yeah.
Fenrir,
they didn't ban Erlang. They banned AMC. So we're like, okay, Erlang's up.
Potential into the likes of a
look at Pat. He's like, what? Espeta. I don't know if I want to play Erlang. Actually, I don't even know what he said there.
It's aggressive.
He always gets some idea in the middle of picks and bans. He's like, wait. What about this? What about that?
Easy pieces,
and I'm like,
I think, to kind of fill in the gaps for follow-up.
You can see the coach back there for the Leviathans.
Ardio Erlang, yeah.
Hover as of right now. The Ardio's going to get locked in here. And you know what? Again, we talk about it win rate-wise for the Leviathans. Done pretty well. But it is a little surprising, maybe match.
So we get Ardio Erlang again. Yarg doesn't lose on Ardio. We're feeling good about the Ardio pick. We pick Erlang, which is one of our high priority picks, because we feel like he has the most pressure in the jungle.
Best death matchup into Erlang. Erlang really wants to go that early blink.
They picked the Faf, which we thought was like kind of smart.
If we see somebody who's
because Fafnir is just really good at doing objectives.
Twig, pretty quiet game on
but
though, so I wouldn't be surprised.
What's it called? We do the Ganesh. We had right already. As soon as they picked the Faf, we were thinking about Ganesh.
More pressure.
And you would actually like
because it counters the Faf, and we're thinking like Erlang Ganesh can kill anybody together. Because Erlang has the CC, Ganesh has the silence. And I picked the Soul because so it's like, okay, so most teams that like we scrimmed in general, everyone was picking Olarin, everyone was picking Izanami because like everyone just wanted pressure in duo, right? And so, but Soul can fight everybody. And I didn't really play Soul too much in scrims. I think I played it like twice in the 2 weeks, and then I didn't want to play it again because it was kind of like the secret tech. And so I knew Soul can beat Izanami in lane. Even if she outclears us in the early waves, like they can't really invade because I hit autos for 100, like I said, and they hit it for like 60. And so it was just impossible for them to fight us.
But Izanami gives a lot of pressure.
So they might get pressure on the first wave, but after I get max heat, we just take over the lane.
Izanami can struggle against Soul, though, the later that laning phase goes on. Early, you would definitely anticipate it to be more favorable for the Izza just because she has so much outclear potential. But Soul, when she gets that early heat passive going, it's not like Izzy can look for those 1v1s for free. And if anything, this Fafnir is kind of indicating.
We banned Sobek from Variety because we knew he liked to play that into Ardio.
That dual lane, but at the same time, I have some very big concerns for Fafnir into the Ardio.
Sobek gets banned
Taco
out
Smart,
here.
yeah, she's pretty spot on with her analysis. She knows the game really well.
They are taking it anything else with Fafnir.
Our Jersey was the best at Worlds and no Kizzy.
I guess like overall, you're looking at this actually lane matchups because you were
get the camera off me, okay? God.
Deal with an Ardio. Well, how do you deal with hardcore? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I knew, I'd still be maybe over in the booth over there, coaching one of these teams or something, giving it a good go. But that ship has sailed. The REO for hardcore just looks unstoppable. I don't know. It's a really powerful pick in lane.
Good, that's right. It's like so true. That was a little sus.
Team fights that hardcore does. He picks the perfect targets. He CCs perfectly, and he seems nigh on unkillable in team fights. I don't really know what.
So they banned Medusa. We were hoping they didn't ban Chiron here. I think I remember. We're like, hopefully they leave Chiron open.
If they struggle against it again, maybe they could look at that top 3.
Well, that gets banned out alongside the Odin, so Taco, the dreams of Odin getting locked in up against the Hell.
Yeah, Ronnie.
It's a little surprising considering how...
The camera was not friendly to me.
Well, to be fair, the Leviathans don't necessarily need Odin to control
and now I'm
this
still
Hell,
out here
especially
drinking
if you base
Modelo's.
things off of how game 1 went, but this Sobek priority ban, I think, is purely for the fact that Leviathans are just trying to eliminate displacement options for the Kings, because one thing that I've definitely noticed when you look at Zapman in a lot of these team fights,
we banned the Odin
positioning himself
because we knew we were going to pick the Chiron after their Terra ban.
I feel like at times that
They
can
didn't
even
want them
kind
to
of
have it
choke
because they
point
still needed a
Kings
solo
into an
laner.
overcommit to try and punish the hunter or just look for a pick. But if you're investing everything just to kill one person, well, you have to worry about what's funneling into your team.
Oh, look at that! Look at that Biggie,
dive.
handsome man in the
I
back
just
there.
don't think it's all that easy for Fafnir
Beautiful
to do it
man.
alone, because this
Ah!
I imagine is more catered
Next.
heavily towards his Anami.
Next.
But I just think a lot of the assets the Leviathans have for
Next.
them right now can really shut down that Draconic transformation.
Well, we mentioned the Sobek and the Odin being the...
Ronnie wanted to play
bans for the
Fenrir
Leviathans.
so
Medusa
bad.
and Terra are the bans there from the Kings. Last time it was Terra and Fenrir, but with the Erlang, they seem to be pretty confident. And
Too bad his Ganesh is too good.
That, and Ganesh gets locked in alongside that. A long silence and a lot of control that can come with. Dharmic Pillars hits hard in the middle of a team fight as well, Hazer.
Yeah, it absolutely shreds your backline if you get hit by it.
It makes me feel good about the Ganesh because we think Ganesh Erlang
Roman's
can
gonna have to
counters
be
the
very
Fafnir
careful
really
with
hard.
positioning. Ganesh
It's just
typically
good in
wants
general
play
to support the
back
Erlang
towards that
as he roams
backline
around the
with his
jungle.
backline and use that ranged ultimate to initiate fights.
Yeah.
But if he gets initiated on, can land in some trouble.
That's going to be some struggles they have to deal with. Granted, depending on how much initiation, I mean, I see, what, Fafnir Hammer right now? Like, so they're not too stressed out about it. It depends on what Twig ends up getting here in these final 2 picks for the Kings.
He's
Meanwhile,
like,
Tom,
huh,
if
I
you
picked
look at
Erlang.
initiation on the side
I
of
guess
the
it's okay.
Leviathans, they've got it in spades.
There are so many teams throughout this
yeah, he's
season
like, ah, Ganesh, I
where
guess
they
it's
will look
okay.
to just try and ban gods away from genetics. That has
Yeah,
been a
I don't know if I really
heavy
like
focus
Ganesh.
the Kings
Look at
have
him,
had
he's
to
like,
endure
ah.
all year long. But this right now for the Leviathans feels like a
Okay, they picked
composition
Nike.
where
This
they
was a
want
sus
genetics
pick.
to take a pick like the Fafnir so they can punish it
It's
accordingly throughout the game instead. And there are just so many.
So when they picked the Nike Bastet, we thought, like, those are sus picks because Ganesh owns those picks, especially with the Erlang combo. So we're feeling at this point, and also Artio destroys both those picks too. So we were feeling really good at this point because we have Artio until their Artio counters like their whole comp. The Ganesh shits on their comp, and we have Erlang, who has the CC. So we're feeling really good at this point.
Talk about the Ganesh being vulnerable, but I think it's more so the Kings potentially playing into a little bit of
the
a trap
Chiron,
here
which, you know,
for the Leviathans in the sense that they just seem
we're
as
very
though they
comfortable
really
with.
Picks in game 1.
Dave, I've got some, well, I mean, it depends on how you read it.
So we're feeling good after the draft. We're like, okay,
Leviathans have got
we
a
got a lot of
draft,
places to play.
although
We got a lot of targets to kill.
Functions nearly identically to what we saw in game 1. They have got a double hunter composition.
Am I
with
judging a
support
book by its
that
cover?
shreds
Oh,
defense,
man.
that shreds objectives. This is still a phenomenal objective shred composition. By the way, game 1, Leviathan's auto attack jungler. Game 2, exact same thing. Erlang Shen. Out of the jungle, going to do similar damage to Pyromancers, Gold Furies, etc.
We got to lane
around, though, I think
first,
the
which was
largest
really big.
difference is the Camelot King's Hunter. Netroid on the Izanami should be able to establish pressure pretty consistently in the long lane. I'm talking wave pressure, I'm talking objective pressure. So I'm expecting the Kings to
I don't know what I'm doing. What am I
speed up
doing
the
here?
pace, at least a little bit.
Yeah, Zapman has to disapparate away.
Oh, whoa,
no.
whoa.
Oh my god! We are 15 minutes ahead of schedule here, fellas. We do not have this scheduled yet. The Atlantis Leviathans walk into mid lane, and it's first blood to Shinto. As down goes BMT.
When
Yep, just,
Tings
probably
dies
put enough
there,
respect on the
we're feeling
Erlang Shen,
real
right? I mean,
good
that's
because
exactly
we have
what that
so
god is
much
apt to
pressure
do.
in mid.
Surprisingly, Panatom doesn't go towards Blink in that first slot, so it's not that aggressive relic that you would have expected to
he gets
catch
a
the
kill
Camelot
anyway.
Kings off like guard early on. It's
That's just a
neat
sick
pickup.
play by Panatom and Shinto.
Regardless,
It's
it
just
is
like,
the Leviathan striking first.
I don't know, that's just like a
incredibly fast.
game-winning play,
And
killing
don't
the
you
hell
just
early
feel
like that.
Zapman wants the
Watch
chance
this.
at a 3-time dash in, beads from Netrioid over the
So
wall.
you can see, this is what I'm talking about with Soul. It's
In the
like,
mid,
he just does so much
looks
damage
like
in the fight.
It'll be enough here. If we only got a quick
That's a
glance
good side-
at that first
side
play, maybe
juke by
after this
Netroid there.
disengages a bit. You can see
Another
exactly what
coup?
happens over
Thank
there in the mid
God.
lane.
Where was
Because
this in
without
Scrim's
Blink,
arc? Huh?
That engage from the Erlang Shen has got to be
So
perfect.
here the hell
Maybe
gets
it's a giddy up
animation locks
So
from
it
her
sees
3, I
shields
think, and
up
doesn't
the fight.
beads.
Yeah, okay.
Where she
Giddy
just
up
straight
is
up just doesn't
available. Big
beats.
Man Ting sits on tower line.
She like
No, he
threes,
just-
and then she got like
My man's
animation
just
lock.
died, bro. He just
But
stood
probably
there.
should have
If I
beads the
remember
root.
correctly, And I do. I can see in the bottom right-hand corner.
Why should I beat the root?
Still has beats.
Here he's just dead.
This is tough.
And still has beats.
Oh,
and we'll go down once more into
No
the
point in
mid
beating
lane.
there. He was just
Go the
dead.
Atlantis
The
Leviathans.
first kill, though, he could have beat.
Let's not let the hell get to late game, I guess. I mean, to be fair to BMT,
You
I'm not
can't
sure
auto
Peach
trade
do
the
much
soul.
for him there. Just delays things out a little bit longer.
This is how I get pressure over
Seeing
Izanami.
a
It's just
pick
winning the
that you want
fight
in the
before the
Izanami
waves
to
meet each
find some
other.
pressure, not finding pressure.
Oh, we have pressure mid. Panatom's invading red. We're one invade purple 2. We're calling like Izanami's low. We can invade purple 2.
But the leap back should secure his escape. Panatom, he doesn't even have mannequins. This is a Bumba's Erlang.
This is what we
Shen.
wanted
He's
to do
still
game
playing
1, but we
as if
couldn't.
He's the strongest man on the map.
Where's the pin? There it is. There it
Here,
is.
I remember Ronnie is like,
You gotta stop.
I have dash
Panatom is
soon.
doing too much.
But Panatom's like, nah.
You knock up back to the side.
Okay.
The
remember
one
that. It was funny.
maybe would have been enough there from the Gen Nash. There is some damage flowing through from Zapman here. And purple buff gets dropped down by the
We have both
Leviathans.
buffs are
They
feeling
can
good.
do no wrong when the Atlantis Leviathans can do no wrong right now. Panatom can do no wrong. Everywhere on the map, this guy rotates. The gold
Panatom getting,
seems
bro,
to flow.
Panatom's he's
The Atlantis
objective-minded,
Leviathans already
okay?
1,000
It's beautiful.
pulled up at 3 minutes.
And the lanes that you
Love
would have
that.
expected, or at least I
Okay,
would have
so at this
expected
point,
to
I'm taking too much
establish
damage
pressure
here
the
for no
Camelot Kings
reason.
have yet to do so. Netroid has been
They want to
incapable of
invade
getting the
our
worst
purple.
hit.
So we're thinking like maybe Bastet's coming, and we were like, okay, we just got a 50-50 of this
For the
now because
Leviathans,
Bastet's going to come and get it
Panatom's
anyway.
establishing
This is what we
pressure
thought.
Everywhere on the map.
We're like, just Ronnie
Big Man
secure,
King's
Ronnie secures
struggling
it.
to find his farm at
We're
this
chilling.
point.
We're
This
bing
is tough
chilling.
stuff. Game 1, the Leviathans say, take your hell to late game. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
Farm up for as long as you want.
I have no more
Game
pots.
2, they are exterminating
Then
BMT
I forget what happened here.
This is wild.
Down 0-2, and it's 2.
Oh, then I'm like, oh, I'm healthy again. We don't have to be scared because I'm healthy using my 1. And then we just walk up and farm.
Not sure bead usage makes all that much of a difference, especially on that second one. He was so far on the other side of the lane that big man Tings likely goes down anyway.
And we're like, we don't have to be scared.
That Book of Thaw.
We're fine. We're healthy. Netro doesn't have too much
A
mana.
little bit later on in the build, Panatom just completes his Crusher. Shinto's already got the
We had
Transcendence.
Kutus. Yark, oh my god. So Genetics jumping in, we're kind of like, okay, Bastet must be here. And then we walk away.
Walks on away, has beads and
But again, it's like not easy to kill Soul.
Captain Twig
Because I have my 3, my alt.
dropping that ultimate at least.
Oh,
to
this
burn
play
off that
is
defensive
sick.
Relic, but maybe lucky he held on to it.
This play was sick. Ronnie's like, I can get him. And then she does like, yep.
Whoa!
That is ridiculous damage, bro.
That is disgusting. The 1-2 punch, and it is literally a 1-2
That was
punch.
sick.
It's Darman
Basically,
Pillars,
Ronnie's like,
and then one
I
shot.
don't know, he says some shit in Spanish, bro. He's like, we can't kill him, I'm guessing.
Evaporates, and the Leviathans will
Oh, you
grab
touched it through the
another
alt, yeah.
kill on the left side of the
Yeah,
map. Shinto
they fucking
is
just
3-0,
decimate him.
4 minutes in.
Man, the Leviathans were walking around the studio after game
And then
1.
their
They
red
say,
and purple's
I hear
up, and we're
Zapman
like,
mumbling,
yep. Oh,
we're so much smarter now. And I was like,
and Genetics jumped in, we were like, yep, that's
right,
a
you're
dead,
feeling yourself.
that's
But
a
he's
dead
just
Fafnir.
right. Look at this.
Oh my god, is it going to happen again? At this point, there's just too much.
Look at the
There's just too
silence.
much. That's an up down from
God.
Genetics. And Panatom nabs another.
clean.
We are out of control.
Just
You're telling
clean.
me in game 1? I mean, come on, this is unfair to me. We're going 15 minutes with nothing in game 1. Now we got 4 kills in 5 minutes. In game 2, set some expectations here, fellas. The Leviathans come out swinging. And I think Myth maybe
Without
catch
down
the
a bug,
Kings
what? No.
a bit off guard, because you're right, it's a similar style of draft. Maybe the Kings are thinking that we're chilling for 15
The
minutes.
Ganesh was
but the
so
Leviathans have
broken
got
in this
something else
game,
in
it's not
mind.
even funny.
This is whiplash through and through, and I'm not talking about J.K. Simmons. The Camelot Kings were ready for another elongated match where it's macro game that decides the pace going in towards the neutral objectives, and the Leviathans are doing whatever they can to make sure that that isn't the case. It has been aggressive play.
So at this
after
point in the
play.
game,
Camelot
we're
Kings
just like,
haven't been allowed to
no one get
regroup.
picked,
They
and we
haven't been
literally
allowed
win
to
this game.
strategize for this next fight. The Leviathans are just
basically it.
swinging. And it's worked.
I mean, we
every
have
single
pressure
time.
literally
It
in
is the
every
double-edged
single
sword
lane.
of picking gods like hell, you could just lose out
So
on
we're
some of
just
this pressure, and that's
being
exactly
chilling.
what happens to big man Tings. Once a lane like mid loses this much pressure, it makes it harder for Captain Twig to get involved on the map. Genetics doesn't necessarily want to rotate to play in the.
Wow, Yark really did get a lot of coups.
Tough stuff.
The
Oh
heck?
man, we're doing this again. Captain Twig and the Dharmic Pillars gets the ultimate.
Damn, Ron.
Panatom with another kill. This is
Ronnie
this is
is-
absurd.
Ronnie
Right,
kinda
and as they should
insane.
be, right? This is the Leviathans. This is the team that since last year in the SPL, in the first couple
I
of
watched this at
playoff events that
1.25.
we've had here in Season 8, this is a team that has found no momentum, no pressure in these late game tournaments. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, you find them in like the first round, and then they bow out in like their
Okay,
first
so here-
opportunity. The
So here, I know I can't kill him, but I'm just trying to poke him out because we're calling to do gold. So I'm just going to use everything just to get him low so he doesn't feel confident enough to contest. That's why I did what I did there.
Leviathans smell blood. The Leviathans smell the Smite World Championship Grand Finals. We got at least one more game after this,
called
no matter
this
what
gold
happens.
brilliant.
But this clean play started yesterday against the Olympus Bolts, and we wondered, is that the Bolts, is that the Leviathans?
First time for everything,
right now,
I guess.
like the Leviathans, they are tearing the Camelot Kings apart. They're 4,000.
Bro, this is Panatom and Scrims. We push one wave. Can we do Gold Fury right now? Can we do Gold Fury? We push another. Hey, guy, Gold Fury right now? Gold Fury? Eventually we can do it. And he's like, you see?
7 minutes into the game. Panatom is at the forefront of the conversation right now. Everywhere this Erlang Shen goes, kills fall, and gold goes into the back pocket of the Levies.
5 of 6 effective kills by the Leviathans jungler. Panatom
on
a tear.
What do you guys think of Gold Fury?
Well, we got 26 on the Book of Thoth for Big Man Ting, so
he's getting there.
Silver Linings, he's going to keep getting strong.
So I'm feeling confident. I'm chilling. We got wards everywhere. I don't know. Everyone at this point, we all feel really confident. We can do no wrong. Like, the game's kind of in the bag at this point because we're just so far ahead that we just can't. Just as long as we don't make some dumb mistake, we're chilling.
What are the bailouts for the Camelot Kings? We haven't seen Variety get involved just yet, so this Nike could act as a space creation tool in some of these fights, but that's only the case. The only way Variety can rotate out is if he knows exactly where the fight is going to happen and when it's going to happen. So how do you meet those?
Sometimes when you get ahead this early, you can start making dumb mistakes because you feel like you need to do something more, but you just got to take it easy and just keep, doing your invades, getting those 500 gold swings, and, until you get some items, then you can actually do like fire and stuff like that.
Group up around some of the back harpies on the King's side of the map.
Wow.
Damage finds its way.
Dude, Ronnie was insane this game. These silences, holy fuck.
9 turns Blessing will heal him right back up. Level 11 for Shinto in the mid lane. 301. Killing spree for both Shinto and Panatom.
I remember us calling Panatom off there, and he still went in. I think I remember that, right? You guys were like, nah, don't go, don't go. I think I remember something like that.
Against the Camelot Kings. And it's a momentum-based game now, and all of it here for the Atlantis Leviathans. Fury going to respawn in 3 minutes or so. After the Leviathans are able to grab that first one, Pyromancer's going to be respawning in about a minute.
Here, I have my 3, so it doesn't matter.
Zapman. Hammer connects. Disapparate, wags its
I remember giggling.
Direction of the Camelot Kings.
When they try to kill me there.
Tsunami can scale up. This hell can get to that late game if you're the Camelot Kings. Breastplate of Valor looks like it's going to be the next rush for BMT.
Look, experience is not as bad as it could be for the Kings considering the pace of the game so far. Largest level disparity we're seeing is about 1.5 to 2 levels for Rongyu in the support role, but otherwise it's about 1 level separating the individual.
Ronnie blocking the head. Dude, Ronnie was on point this game. Holy crap. This is literally perfect support play.
Isn't awful for the Camelot Kings, but they do need to start stemming this bleeding around gold very soon. They've been able to cut down that lead slightly, I mean slightly, but it's going to take more drastic measures going forward.
All I'm saying is it took the final game of Worlds for someone to finally ban a Yard God. Right, Ronnie?
That's a lot better. Seems like the Leviathans.
But I remember support gods getting banned. I remember Soul Freya getting banned. I don't remember any Soul winners getting banned.
Play that long con, Kings.
Leviathans will back up. And the bad news is for the Kings is normally you would hope that you can split Pyro for Fury, something like that. But the Leviathans have them so off timer with one another that there's no Fury for the Kings to split right now. The Leviathans
the bolts down.
Do show some favor on the objective. And that's enough to force the Leviathans back for the time being. Dharmic Pillar's down onto the Pyromancer.
So here, Shinto was calling that Hell needs to back, wants to back, and then
there's no Fury for the Kings to pull in the meantime. That'll be
then we're just like, do the Pyro, and we did the Pyro.
Exactly a minute. And when the cooldown is as low as it is on the Dharmic Pillars for Rongyu, why not drop it down, secure that objective there for yourself. And the Atlantis Leviathans build up that gold lead just a bit further. Panatom goes into the Toxic Blade next Mifflin, which I think seems like a logical next place to go. You get this auto attack centric style jungle. Toxic Blade will help you out.
Apply a good deal of anti-heal to targets like Big Man Tings, even Genetics, going to struggle up against that item, as well as just a decent utility stat stick for the Leviathans. But you're right, man. I mean,
so here we're kind of just, I don't know what we're doing. We're just
show up to the Sony Fury and force the hand of the Camelot Kings.
Yeah, time around their bus, baby.
The Kings find themselves in a similar
because gold's coming up.
They would around the Pyro, but it's
my god,
dropped low incredibly.
That damage
engagement at least gets the beats from Panny.
You would think that the Dark Portal hit Netroid.
It's like play by Panatom there.
Bars walking away from that fight. Netroid down to half. Nobody else takes a lick of damage there except Rongyu, maybe a little bit. You'd think Netroid somehow dropped that at his own feet and hurt himself. If nothing else, the timing works out for the Leviathans. Netroid has to go back to base, heal back up, doesn't have Dark
We
Portal.
knew the Izzy was low, she had it back, so we just pull this. We see the dwarf, but we're like, not really a threat to steal.
Here's the shred from the Atlantis Leviathans. Genetics turns tailheads on out. And another
Dark Core rotating?
Let's do it again.
Interesting.
Look, there's only a few minutes
and I don't know. This game is kind of just we're going through the motions to win. You know what I mean? We're going step by step to win. We're not trying to be greedy. We're just playing clean.
Opposition have taken every single neutral objective in game 2 of this set so far. The Camelot Kings, I guess, maybe leaning on the fact that they still do have a Hell in the late game. Bastet scaling incredibly strong. Even Edgeoid on this Izanami is only going to continually get stronger. But if you're strangled before the 15-minute mark, and I would say effectively the Leviathans have got a firm grip on the neck of the Camelot Kings, it's going to be a lot longer before those power spikes come to the Camelot Kings. I think the Leviathans have done a great job of splitting up their aggression, creating avenues of success through multiple lanes, but the Kings legitimately have not grouped up to take these fights just yet.
Or anything, right? I mean, fights, objectives,
their own buffs.
I think we do know red timer here, right?
Yeah. 6 times here in this game. Maybe
so we're looking to do red.
Those kills. We're in close relation to one another. The Atlantis Leviathans have done as they please. Red buff up. That's a group up now for the Atlantis Leviathans. Guess who's here? Panatom. Wrong you. They're both in range. Captain Twig, maybe with an answer.
Oh, good juke on the.
Panatom's got the top in. Up down from Captain Twig. And that's a one.
That's just Panatom being. That's just Panatom being better.
Twig gonna die. Dashinto is the answer, and Wrong you comes in with the assist. Leviathans get 7.
Genetics drops the meditation.
I think here we're like, let's just get the left tower, right?
I think the Leviathans now find
then we play left tower here.
Where they could just go ahead and group up on the towers. It's going to be a little while until they can feel confident looking towards the Fire Giant, but Tier 1 towers, with the composition that they've
actual hammer is not that heavy, no.
And Zapman, you could push just about anywhere you want.
All right, so 15 minutes was our go button mark.
So here we're kind of just like, let's just play this tower. It's free.
Couple minutes into this game, this thing started rolling out of control. 4-0.
Just playing clean. That's basically it.
The middle
just
of the map
clean.
has not felt great for the Camelot Kings. Jungle mid support, none of it has worked out. Over across the board there. 1 level differential is Netrioid, and I think, you know, if you're right to lean back on that, it's only 1 level down. The XP feels like it could be a lot worse. Unfortunately, the gold
lives in it 3 times now. Nah, every year it gets heavier, bro.
Yet again, starts bringing the Kate.
Oh, here I'm just like, yeah.
The ultimate to secure the yoink. Buff.
That's my purple. They're just all to get it.
So the soul that we haven't seen much of, Myth, is not any less scary, it seems like, than the rest of the Leviathans.
No, Zapman is dealing immense damage at this portion of the game. Sure, it's an expensive build, but money's relative, and he's got plenty of it, so he's not concerned whatsoever. Pick up a Rada Tahuti this early on. I think the Leviathans very likely going to group up very shortly.
Around this game, I backed again with like 4K gold. I just got Rod again.
They're going to try their best, the Leviathans, that is, to make sure that Gold Fury and Pyro remain decent.
Rod's OP on Soul.
So the goalpost moves to the Camelot Kings. If they could just slow down this Pyro for 1.5 minutes, tall task. That
chat, just look at me. Look at me, SPL compared to ranked. I don't know where the jungler is, and my ass is behind the tier 1. You ever see me do that shit in ranked? Nah, I would never do that in ranked. My ass would be like at their purple in ranked. Ugh, playing safe.
Create an opportunity for them to look towards the other neutral objective. Right. Likely the Leviathans would go towards the gold, and then the Camelot Kings.
So I see Netroid clear, so then I feel like I can walk up. I can tell that by I feel like you can tell that every day, Ronnie. I literally hit so many rank games. So many rank games are so easy to win, and
after a long break, you hope that game 1, game 2 would be the turnaround. Darman Killer's 2-man taunt.
Ganesh OP.
I'll take that to go, please. It's only the transformation from Genetics that buys him a little bit of time, but there's just way too much on the other end. Double kill for the Erlang Shen, make it 5 and.
Yo, Ganesh is broken. What?
Jungle and mid for the Leviathans.
This is just all the Ronnie clinic here.
BMT, he'll use a cleanse. Good knockbacks from Variety. We'll shut down Panatom. You get some gold back into the mid laner's pockets. A small glimmer of hope, some happiness for the Camelot.
So I'll admit that me and Panatom, we both got bloodthirsty. Okay, we were both calling, including me, to fight, while my boys were trying to play discipline. So that was on us. It wasn't just Panatom; it was me as well. I was calling to go in.
Kings here, 16 minutes in, you finally kill the Erlang Shen. Oh, you lose 1, you lose 2, and then you lose your mid lane tier 1.
But will the Leviathans still be able to group
that
up?
Part of Mad Keeper's always on play.
But the Camelot Kings are nearby.
Shoot, that Bolts game.
Healthy. This is one of the best fight opportunities they've had so far this game, but elect not, rather.
So we still do the Pyro because we just have the good positioning.
As well.
Wrong you 3/4 of the way back to the Dharmic Pillars. Watch that diamond on the right side of your screen. A snap moment could drop.
Here we're a little bit worried. We're like, all right, we can't die here because they could do fire. So here we're a little bit worried.
And with Fury in 15 seconds, Myth, maybe it makes some sense. We want to disengage, spend up some of that gold, and then do the same thing we've been doing all game.
I think it's going to be so easy.
Reset, move to the Fury side of the map. You might lose your tier 1 tower in the meantime, and that's a great infusion of gold for the Camelot Kings. A good shutdown onto Panatom is exactly what the Doctor.
So here we're just chilling until we all get back on the map.
To get this health scaling up.
We're all back on the map. We know gold's up.
But that is a fully completed chin size now for Panatom, who will shred through this Fury if the Camelot Kings give him the space.
We see a nice answer from the Camelot Kings. The Leviathans on the back foot, just off balance after picking up that Pyromancer, were not able to regroup and put up a defense around their tier 1. So the Camelot Kings find something, expose a tier 2. They win another team fight, they can group up, take that more important objective, get themselves a larger infusion of gold and experience.
Here we're just pushing the waves, and we're like, okay, we don't know where they are, but we can just pull gold and see what happens.
ward advantage, oracle advantage.
Here we're like,
positional
we gotta make
advantage,
sure we
and
have
it's all
fire
about the
ward.
Camelot
We
Kings
have it
to fight their
warded.
way in.
I'm backing. I forget
Leviathans
why I
kinda playing the
back.
map in an interesting
Oh, I
way
get
here.
Telkines. I
If
think we
they
just
show
group up for
presence
fire
around the
here because
Primal Fury,
I get
there is
Telkines. This is
potential
what I
for
did in
Leviathans
game
with
1
just
as
2 or
well.
3 members can
No, we're
run
just
over
going to
the
gold,
fire.
it looks like.
Leviathans have shred.
I think we just want to group and do stuff now
Whittle down
because
that objective.
I can
You don't have a
do
team-wide
objectives
door,
really
you
well.
have
And
killers.
Shinto's super far ahead. Jesus.
Yarkor in a bit of trouble here.
Oof.
It's Captain Twig.
Chance isn't
Sentinel
proccing
just
gold for you
wide.
now.
Might have been an opportunity there.
Telkines
Yarkor has
does.
beats. There is a showing of some face from the Camelot Kings on right. None of it on left. Zapman and Panatom will duo out the Fury.
Just such an intelligent map play from the Leviathans. They keep Yarkor on the right-hand side, and they say, all right, we'll keep Shinto over here as well, and if anybody shows up to defend the Gold Fury, pull a Fire Giant. If anybody's defending
here,
the
Cam.
Fire Giant or shows up here, we're going to take the Gold Fury. And what happens is the 5-man grouping from the Camelot Kings trying to find a pick around the fire or see
Oh, the
whether or not
Bengals
the
won.
Leviathans are there.
Nice.
And, well, they spot out Yarkor. Yarkor communicates, hey, guys, I've got them all here. Go ahead. Do the Primal. And they take it easily, the Leviathans that is, without leaving any risk of the Camelot Kings taking the Fire Giant in turn. The Leviathans are leaving no stone unturned.
So I'm going
They're not
Divine
giving the Camelot
again,
Kings
and we're just
any
grouping
opportunity.
again because I don't really need to farm anymore once I have my 3 items, Rod and Telkines. So we're just grouping.
Pressured by the Leviathans all game long, and out is the Fire Giant. Another sub 20-minute FG is under threat.
We're thinking about burning it, then we see Jedites walk in, we got Ganesh,
Shinto
just gonna
still
silence.
5-0 here in this game, and Yarkor spies an opening. Centaurus, sometimes used offensively. Yeah, right, says Shinto. I'm going to look for some kills and a little bit more damage. Leviathans find a pick. They're going to go right back to the fire.
The Kings can re-sustain a fair deal with Big Man Tings. Twig does not necessarily have to back, but maybe he should have. Fire's going quick.
Fire Giant will go down. Those are the types of moments
You know, we're chilling.
where the games
We
can
know
be stalled
Twig's
out.
going to our
Samurai is
red, but
able
we
to
can't
jump
do
in,
anything
make a
about
play,
it.
Steal the fire. That's when these games can be pulled right on back. This one, not the case. No chance for the Camelot Kings. The Atlantis Leviathans up 10-1 in kills and up 9.
Me and Yark are pushing because we got nothing to back for, so we're kind of just
Fire Giant for 3.5
pushing, see what
minutes.
happens.
It looks like it's going to be getting a little bit worse before it gets better.
Well, silver lining. Draw
If it
got
ever
picked
gets
up
better.
for the Camelot Kings. So, you know, the tier
Then we're
two
like,
is gonna be a
okay,
little
this is
tame.
kind of risky. We don't know where
Going
people
forward,
are, and then we
struggle a
back.
little bit
This has
to
got to be
siege them out.
the beefiest Draugr I've ever seen in my entire life. This Draugr needs to have been hitting the gym 7 days a week, twice a day, to make any sort of impact on this defense. You're right. I mean, it's there.
It exists.
It exists.
It's going to take a couple more auto attacks.
A couple more auto attacks, maybe, and the Leviathans are auto attacking pretty quickly here down the stretch. This has got to be disappointing for the Kings and their fans. You know, the distance that these two teams went during the Phase 3 playoffs, you imagined it would be competitive, still has a chance to be competitive, just has not been competitive outside the first 15 minutes of Game 1 where we were at a stalemate. From then on, we have spiraled out of control.
Dave, if you remember Game 1 at all, and it was only 20 minutes ago, so I'm sure you do.
Shinto hits
This is
really
the point of
hard,
the game.
bro.
This style of composition for the Leviathans is exactly built for.
Don't tell me it's supposed to start working now.
So now we're doing our little
This
split
is
push, trying to get all the
this is
towers.
huge.
We know they
They've got
can't
double
match our
Hunter Tom,
lanes.
They've got Panatom, Yarkor, and
They can't beat us
Longhorn on
2v2
space
or
creation.
3v3
And the
because we're
Camelot
just
Kings,
so far
their
ahead.
draft
So we're
is
just
not
trying to get as
very
much
well
as we
suited
can.
towards base defense.
Realize
They
what you
haven't got
just-
great DPS. Their AoE's lacking. This is tough.
Realize what you just told me. Now this team is supposed to work.
Yep, this is it.
This is where the Leviathans are supposed to do well.
That's what they drafted for.
Well, they're supposed to do well anyway when they're up 10,000 gold, but compositionally, I guess they've made.
Who plays
they've made
now?
their
The
plays where they
Bills
need
and
to.
the
Now they
Patriots?
can kind of strangle out the Camelot Kings over the next few minutes. One final tier 2 tower left standing. Big Man Tings at least has hit some power spikes here.
I think
All eyes
here
on
we're
L.
just chilling because
Leviathans as well in the
people
early
are close
game,
to their
shuts down. 0-2 to
starters,
start off the game, pulls back
and we don't feel strong enough to just
Power
like
spike, though. Book of Thoth
push into the
stacked up,
Phoenix
split
just
down.
yet.
Book of the Dead. It's there. Soul Reaver on the other end. There will be damage to be had if Big Man
I'm just trying to hit 20.
Burst potential will go a long way for the Camelot Kings. Match up what Hell's bringing with that Soul Reaver with the DPS that Bastet's got on the other side. Maybe an opportunity for the Camelot Kings, if left alone with any individual member of the Leviathans, to shut him down very quickly. Preferably Zapman would be a great target. Shinto as well, with that death immunity from Centaurus could make that a little bit harder to perform on. We haven't seen Centaurus used for death immunity just yet. Nobody on the Camelot Kings has been brave enough to go for that.
I'm actually going to fast forward here because we're just waiting to do gold when fire spawns.
Insane.
I don't think anything
It
happens.
feels like at any moment here they got a small wave over on the right side of the map that will be dispatched.
Okay,
quickly
something did
by the
happen.
Camelot.
Fuck.
Batman melts him away. It's a jump out from.
Oh, fuck, I skipped
They
too
wanna
far.
cross
Jesus.
I mean, it's very
Okay, this is what I wanted.
because that's
So we did gold when fire spawned. That way we could do fire and push right away.
literally the point that was made in the last few Star Wars.
So we did
movies.
gold, and then we were like,
The
okay,
Planet Destroyers
then
are here.
fire.
They're the King Destroyers in the first 2 games of this set. Fire Giant goes down quietly. And the Atlantis Leviathans, maybe one more push.
I think we
Get this
did
game
gold.
done.
It's still a little
Talked
too
about power
early,
spikes,
but
the
it just
full
worked out that
item
way.
Shinto is now over Big Man Tings, and it's a Titan's Bane. That doesn't feel fantastic. If I'm any of the frontliners of the Camelot Kings, the dive, I just simply think cannot happen. You're hoping, Myth, that a Phoenix, a Titan, can be that unofficial 6th man and might tilt the scales.
I think it's got to be a Phoenix, and I think it's got to be this one. Once the Camelot Kings give an inch here, just one lane, the Leviathans will take every single other one.
The Kings remind me of my teams like last year, like the SKPK teams. They play really good defensively. It's hard to just win the game.
There's the dive, but you have not deleted the Chiron. He
That was a cool flank by Netroid.
The rest of the damage flows through. Variety, say goodbye to this game as Zapman melts him away. It's a jump out from Genetics as well, and Phoenix will burn on through.
We'll see if the Leviathans go for the end, but you got to think they won't. They're crushing hope, Dave. They're going to go ahead and get every other bird. The Camelot Kings nearly have the dive.
Here, I think we just get 3 Phoenixes.
Just not enough damage output. This hell
we don't feel confident going for the Titan because both their carries are alive.
They resustain.
Shinto holds on to his Aegis, and Taurus used defensively this time, keeps him on the map. And on over to the left Phoenix go the Atlantis Leviathans. It is villainous, isn't it, Myth? They can just roll up on the Titan. It feels like at any moment here they got a small wave over on the right side of the map that will be dispatched.
They were just playing 3 Phoenixes, and then we're going to take all their jungle again.
Zapman, big chunk of damage
There's
here.
just no point in us risking anything here, right? This is literally Worlds. We're not trying to like risk a throw.
Of the Atlantis Leviathans, but that is damage they are happy to take. Left side Phoenix, it is gone. Zapman will use the Aegis, jump in, jump out from Captain Twig.
We got a little bit worried here.
They're on the re-engage, transformation out from Genetics, but Panatom playing bodyguard.
Here we're just like, let Panatom die, just leave, just live.
Can he turn? Oh, the double taunt in from Panatom, Dark Portal, no good. Big man Ting steals the last bit of damage. What is the cost, though, from the Camelot Kings?
No, if we all get wiped here at the same time, we can lose. So, you know, whatever. We lose 2 of us, but we got all 3 Phoenixes down. It's fine. Maybe going for that 3rd Phoenix was a little greedy, but
30 seconds away from his respawn. If the Camelot Kings can return
whatever.
Just one bird to the Leviathans, that could be an avenue, a silver lining, a
Did they even get a bird? No, they don't even get the bird. So anyway, fast forward now, we're just like
because that's what it'll be.
Waiting for next fire.
The sustain of the Camelot Kings have got just
Kings can't do anything because they're just so far ahead.
By Netroid, both mid and right have since respawned, but with how far ahead the Leviathans are, just a couple auto attacks away from going down. The question then becomes, where do we make our final stand here for the Camelot Kings?
Chav's tearing up over Penny sacrifice.
Last time won't make much
Noble sacrifice.
They were able to nearly drop Shinto in that last team fight, so defending on the Phoenix, not the worst look for the Camelot Kings. Anywhere that isn't your Titan room, probably a good place to make your stands.
Variety silenced out by Wrong. He drops that shield. Phoenix, before my eyes, it's missing. Captain Twig, his disengage gets used. Dark Portal down from Netroid. That finds some good value. Dharmic Pillar separates out the fight. First kill of the fight goes to Captain Twig, but here's your second win. The Leviathans rallying around their jungler. Big man Tings buys his time. Panatom
yeah, like the Kings still almost
Captain Twig, Variety,
kill us here.
Available with your core
such a good team.
Panatom and Zap dropped low. Can the Leviathans look towards the end? It's yet to be seen.
Yes, they can. They can look towards the end. They can look towards game 3, going up 2-0.
Oh, here we're just waiting for Ronnie's ult to be up. Ronnie needed like 10 seconds for his ult.
Outside of the first couple minutes, we are waiting.
We're waiting for a Ronnie ult.
We can take a deep breath for a second. We don't have the sustain of EMT. We don't have the engage, the jump in from Genetics. That is 15 seconds away. And this Titan's health bar will not last 15 seconds.
Well, maybe if the Camelot Kings keep this posturing up, the Leviathan's showing a whole lot of respect here. Genetics only 8 seconds away now. The Titan's not taking damage.
Dharmic Pillars down on the Titan. Variety. Twig, they jump onto Shinto. Oh, but it's a Titan. They've got to keep our eyes on the Atlantis Leviathans make. I would say quick work. This one goes 30. Right?
Do I want to watch game 3?
But the amount of time that this game was in question was like 4 minutes. And the Atlantis Leviathans regained control.
Listen, I'm getting tired. You maybe watch game 3 tomorrow. Watch game 3 tomorrow, dude.